Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Whew. I strongly disagree with that. So, do you guys know why we have schools? Do you know why schools are paid for by the government? Like, do you know why we have public schools that we do not pay for? It's because we live in a democracy. Nope, girly bear. It's not so people can get jobs. That's what lots of people think. It's not there for jobs. Democracy requires an education. In order for you to go vote, you have to understand the things that you're voting on. You cannot live in a democracy if you do not understand anything that they're talking about when they're running for office. You can't vote. You don't understand any of it. You don't understand economics. You don't even understand math. You don't understand history. You don't understand science. You don't understand geography. You don't understand any of this stuff. You cannot vote because you did not go to school and learn all of these things. We have, daycare, true. We have schools so that you have the ability to vote. You have to have an educated society or an educated, you have to have educated civilians in order to have a democracy. It's impossible to have democracy without education. So, yeah, maybe. But the reason is because we have democracy. This is why we have public schools. And I think compulsory voting is a good thing. They have it in Australia. It's great. So I think schools should definitely have compulsory attendance so that eventually we can have compulsory voting. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Yeah, I strongly disagree. Good parents sometimes, and let me say this. Look, America now, like one of the best things about America now is that we are a melting pot within the world. There's nowhere else in the world like the United States. Like seriously, like we think of other like white countries to be very like mixed and have a lot of different culture. Nah, bro. Nah. None of them are like the United States. None of them have this much diversity. They don't. They just don't. They have some black people. They might have an Asian person here or there. Maybe a Hispanic once in a blue moon, rarely ever, like in like England, right? Or France. They have a lot of Muslims over there, but they don't have a lot of everything. They don't have a lot of everybody. But we do. It's great. We got a lot of everyone. We got a lot of Indians. We got a lot of Pakistanis. We got, I mean, I bet every single one of you, if I ask you, you know a Pakistani, right? Do you know someone who's Asian? Everybody knows someone who's Asian, right? I bet you, I bet all of you have like at least 10 black friends that you name every time you meet another black person, right? You count all of your black friends so that you can tell them how not racist you are, right? You guys all do that too, right? So like it's completely different to live in the United States than anywhere else, and it is cool. that we have that ability to meet all sorts of different people with all sorts of different cultures. We're able to interact with these all the time. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Oh, man. Why? Why? Why are you guys asking me these questions? So, okay, again, this is worded oddly. So it's saying good parents sometimes have to spank their children. It doesn't say sometimes good parents have to spank their children. It says good parents sometimes have to spank their children. So it's asking if good parents, we're only talking about good parents, right? We're not asking if good parents spank their children. We're asking if good parents sometimes have to spank their children. So I'm going to say, from what I'm getting at this, it's asking, can someone spank their child and still be a good parent? That's what I'm getting from this. The way that this is worded, can somebody spank their child and still be a good parent? Or is it saying, because it says have, so is it saying good parents sometimes have no choice but to spank their children? I don't know. I'm going to go with the latter and say they're asking if good parents sometimes have no choice but to spank their children. So I'm going to disagree. I don't think that like spanking is always wrong. I've read a lot of studies on this. Like I literally spent an entire stream one day. Me and my girlfriend sat an entire stream one day reading about spanking. And it was because CNN had come out with an article that said like spanking in America, or the spanking question is finally answered and the debate is over. And they came out with some sort of study. But then like within the next month, a bunch of other studies came out that were like, nah, like that's wrong. It says that spanking can teach discipline, that humans learn by patterns, right? We are able to learn things by seeing patterns. And that's true. Like we've always known that we learn by seeing patterns. And so if you're able to teach somebody that when they do something they're not supposed to do, not something specific, but just in general, when they do things that they're not supposed to do, if they get a bad repercussion from it, then they learn this pattern over time and learn discipline from that. And in the study, it says that if you spank without actually harming the child, they will feel almost like a betrayal anyways, or like they'll feel hurt anyways. So you can smack them on the butt without hurting them. Make sure you do not hurt them, but you smack them on the butt. They will start crying because they're upset that you smack them on the butt. Not because it hurts, but because you smack them on the butt. It doesn't have to be the spanking as a repercussion. Normally, you should leave that sort of thing as a last. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I just got off a really long shift. A last resort. I'm just saying that it can be an option, but it's an option that should be there without pain, without abuse, right? Um, but it should be the last resort, anyways, one way or the other. Because hitting shouldn't be taught that it is a that it should be a common um, resource in your life at the same time. So, yeah, it should still be something that is rarely done. So yeah, uh, it's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Obviously, it's natural. I mean, duh. Strongly agree. What the heck? What kind of question is that? That's like a question for like parents who are super dishonest. Like, I would love to see how many people answer this question. I would love to watch a lot of people answer this question because you will watch some parents hit strongly disagree just because they're so freaking dishonest. Like, it's obviously natural, but they're going to hit strongly disagree anyways just because they don't like it so much, right? Like, it would be so funny to watch them hit that freaking button. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Yikes. Okay. Um I'm going to agree with this for now. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation with jobs to find. What do you guys say? Do we agree with this? Do we agree that the prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs? Who agrees with this? No. Nah, we don't agree with this freaking crap. Hell no. Strongly disagree.